Infused need to turn it on. No, it's going to be 3-0 to Epsilon. In convincing fashion as well. Look, both maps haven't really even been close.
No, they haven't. Epsilon, you know, coming off the back of a very close Millennium game, have come into this warmed up, ready, and to sit there and go, for them, they must be sitting there going, you know what, we've taken out our biggest challenge this weekend. That's probably what is in their heads right now. Now they're just taking it out on Infused.
Yeah, but Infused have looked so strong all weekend. This is not the same Infused team that I've watched a few times this weekend. They've looked strong. But
it's Moose and Joe countering everything they usually do.
I think, obviously, Epsilon going up against Millennium is a greater challenge than Infused going up against Splice. Infused proved that by 3-0 in Splice, and that's no disrespect to Splice. But Epsilon against Millennium was a harder game. They come away with it. Maybe Infused just aren't warmed up to a team of this caliber this weekend.
Well, here comes the ban and protect phase. Let's see how these two teams now choose to actually run this here. If you're Infused, you've got to be sitting there thinking maybe a little bit more counter ban. But no, Marky B going for that smoke once again. And that's probably, Afterburner come out. I actually think that's a great ban versus Infused. Brilliant ban versus Infused. Infused really rely on that to get some great plays in on uplink. But they're taking it out now. Joe decides to ban Rapid Fire. Early ban for that actually coming in. Leaves Urban. Urban will probably ban Flashbang or Concussion. Concussion is going to be the one coming in now. Which leaves Moose. Moose will not ban Flashbang. PD will probably ban that as well. Oh, no. Yeah, there you go. PD's going to ban Flashbang. Leaves Moose to pick pretty much whatever he wants. Might be high caliber just to get it out of the way.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. It's very rare we see rapid fire or high caliber.
Overdrive and active might go as well.
Overdrive, I would imagine.
There's Overdrive.
Yeah. You've got to presume...
Rated may end up banning. Oh, there you go. There's active and there's high caliber. Those are the ones you'd expect to see banned out as well. I said fairly standard actually coming from both those. The Afterburner is the big difference here in this one because I said I believe Infused will really end up using that a lot if it was in.
Well,
Sides coming in from both squads straight away. Heatwave, complete mirror matchup pretty much at the same time as well. Now, Kinetic for PD and for Moose. And this last one, I mean, there comes Tempest.
Well,
complete mirror matchup and in order.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Like I said, it's one of those ones where it's very easy to pick two lethals.
Yeah,
and the two variable ones there, especially with Overdrive and active out.
Obviously, yeah, exactly. Without Overdrive and active camo, then Tempest was the obvious choice. I'm trying to think of anything else. Well, what? Gravity spikes, maybe. No, I'm joking. I would love to see somebody actually run gravity spikes.
It took me a second to figure out if you're being serious there. I was about to give you a slap.
I was saying the other day that teams should run 4 times gravity spikes. If that was possible, I would be doing it.
God, you looks like you know nothing about competitive.
Why are you smiling?
Because you don't know anything about competitive. Anyway, yeah, I mean, these are fairly standard here to these. There's nothing really else you would consider taking, especially onto uplink, just because of the way it would use and the efficiency of them. Things like Glitch, no good. Vision Pulse, not really effective enough to be justified on this one. A lot of people prefer Tempest over Annihilator for the reasons we've kind of highlighted all weekend long. The Sparrow, it's like at the moment, it's like a bit of a poor man's Annihilator with a little bit more leeway in the fact the arrows actually curve slightly towards what you're aiming at. It's one of these ones. These are very standard. There's nothing out of the ordinary here, and I don't expect to, especially at this level.
Yeah, I think we've had a slight issue with Infused team. One of the guys has dropped out, so we'll find out what's going on with that. I'd imagine we will just completely restart it. All the teams will still have their classes set up for the bans that have come in. And we'll get this one as soon as we can. But Breach Uplink, what's your predictions for this one? Because now, I'm saying, I mean, it could go.
If the Afterburner was in, I'd be more inclined to give it to Infused. But because they've taken that out here, and because of how well Joe and Moose are playing, it does make a considerable difference to this. Usually I'd be relying on the SMGs of Infused to just really take this one away. Their ones are super practiced. They're super good. Marky especially will hit pretty much anything he needs to. But Epsilon just look like a completely different league right now.
Looking very strong from them. At this moment in time, though, Infused need to flick that switch that they can.
It also helps us 4 versus 3, so, you know.
Well, you know, if anything, that's really not going to help Infused, is it?
And if you're Epsilon, you're going to be sitting there going, you know what, we thought this would be more difficult. They were taken right to the wire here. They did actually lose the uplink against the team of Millennium. So they're going to want a good start for this one. Otherwise, it'll be the same old case. Just not able to take the uplink here. They really don't want to go to a Game 5. It'd be heartbreaking for these to end up having to do it the hard way again.
Yeah, I said last game against Millennium, they were 2-0 up, looking real good. Millennium turned it on, got it to 5th map, but Epsilon prevailing in the end and getting to the grand final against Infused. But obviously, we are going to end this one and go back into it. I'd imagine both teams will just go back into
let's hope this isn't the let's play uplink 400 times for the first 10 seconds again, because that was fun earlier. We'll find out. I'm sure it'll be more easily randomly than that.
Was that against, who was that? That was TCM.
TCM Millennium, yeah. That we had 9 restarts on the uplink. Teams only want to play the first 10 seconds. That's it. We were trying to start a new meta of first 10 seconds wins. Best of 30.
The Bryson rules.
Best of 30. You only play 10 seconds of uplink. First one to touch.
While we're getting this sorted out, because obviously we're seeing the ban and protects come in.
Infused still in relatively high spirits by the look of it. That's probably down to their coach.
You know, they're always going to be, at the end of the day, they could turn up, they could go and win this next 3 maps, and it wouldn't be too much of a surprise.
Yeah, I think so. I said it's kind of interesting that Dinger's coaching them. He's always been a great coach, and they've kind of welcomed him in because he kind of keeps that team pumped. He's a very much of a hype coach. I think you've seen famous scenes of Dinger in the past, pretty much jumping up and down on any stage he's been on. At one point, it looked like he was floating. Always causing a bit of a ruckus. But he's going to be essential right now. Dinger's got to keep them positive, got to keep them upbeat, knowing that they can still come back into this if it happens that way.
Maybe just going away from this final while this issue is slightly sorted out, what do you think the issue with Millennium was this weekend?
I think they're too slow. I said this before. I said they're going to have a few issues here. I don't think they're playing as much as a team as maybe Infused or Epsilon are. And we've seen that actually before with God squads like that. So I'm wondering right now if it's team change, especially, I mean, they've got to play Season 1 first anyway, right? If they struggle at the end of Season 1, that team will change. 100% that team will change. And I'm curious to see how it ends up changing. However, maybe it's something they go away and fix. Maybe they have to play a little bit different. Maybe you try to be a bit more aggressive here and let Tommy bait for Jerd a bit more. Whether or not, Tommy will end up doing that or not, I don't know. But I think that's maybe something that's going to happen. Swan is doing his job anyway in terms of what he needs to with anchoring. But
who do you change in that to? Like you look at that lineup and you tell me better players to put in there.
Oh, no, it's not about better players.
Oh,
that's the secret.
I agree.
It's not about a better player. It's about a better fit.
It's to know who to take out of that.
Honestly,
I don't want to like speculate or anything.
Oh, I'll speculate. Screw it. Let's go for it.
Right, go on.
So the issues now is that, maybe Mad Cat and Swanee are, again, it's that same old story, not working in the same squad. Mad Cat's a great anchor anyway, so if you've got two players that can do both, why are you using both players? Mad Cat's great at what he does regardless. So I don't know, mate. Do you take Swanee out of that and use someone more aggressive, knowing that Mad Cat can kind of switch between the two of them? Do you take Tommy out and allow someone a little bit more objective focused to kind of bait for Jerd and Hills and stuff? I don't think you take Jerd or Mad Cat out because they're just so variable in what they're doing, and they do work very well together because they're just able to drop impressive numbers. But again, it's one of the people who would you replace them with, and I'm not entirely sure right now who you would.
But at the same time, anybody they would want to replace with. The thing is, they'll only replace if they don't win Season 1 finals.
Yeah.
So then there'll be teams above them, and I could only see them wanting to replace anybody with somebody from teams above them. With
True,
like
I mean,
your zeros or your rates or your readies.
Well, maybe, not necessarily. Josh is still out there.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Bands, people like that.
Bands could be a great pick. Let's a little bit more fire in them, a little change up the way they're actually playing. But I mean, this is all hypothetical, really.
Yeah,
it's all theory crafting until we actually see how well they play. For all we know, Epsilon could just be just that good.
Yeah, it could just be a bad weekend.
And Millennium just weren't able to win the maps they needed to. It was very, very close. Map 5, 6-4.
Well, I think we are nearly there to being sorted. Both the teams just discussing how they're going to play this one out. Or maybe where they're going for something to eat tonight. Who knows?
Just waiting for them to kind of get ready and into this one.
Where are we going for food tonight?
Do
we know where we're going for food tonight? Have we decided yet?
I'm not worried about that. I can't even think about eating with this game going on. I haven't eaten yet. I haven't eaten since breakfast.
I was trying to change something up here. I've just
been sitting here since breakfast, so enamoured with the games going on, because I love a good Championship Sunday. I love a good European Championship Sunday as well.
You are just Mr. COD, aren't you?
I am Mr. COD. I'm Mr. Everything. I'm Mr. Esports. I just love esports. Live, breathe it. That's all I do. Eat, sleep, drink esports.
Imagine if you could drink esports. What would it taste like?
Victory.
Oh, God almighty.
That was a terrible answer, but I enjoyed it. I own that answer. It would taste like
Victory.
Yeah, it tastes like victory.
If I was to expect you to say anything, it was probably that. Something
Well, anything else I would
cheesy
say would probably be
corny.
disgusting, so I'm going to just stay away from
Or
that
not
question ever
suitable
again.
for camera.
Exactly.
NSFC. Well, not that. Anyway.
We've gone way off topic. Anyway.
We have. But, I mean, they're not doing anything, are they?
Special stuff being done very, very quickly.
Just flying through it, going back through the same ones as he did.
Come on, let's just get straight into this game here. No more messing about. No more worrying. I don't want to see any more issues. And then we go. Both teams now getting ready. Fist bumps coming in, trying to pump themselves up. Basically a way of saying, I'm here for you, brother, without actually saying it.
Is that what it is?
It is. Just all that gets conveyed in a fist bump.
I am here for you, brother.
That's what they're saying. In a smooth, sultry voice.
Don't you?
I'm here for you, brother. That's what that is. All of that in a fist bump. My fist bumps are epic, if you haven't guessed. Anyway, this game is
more
in fact
violent than anything.
Whoa, they are lovely. Like I said, it's the smooth, sultry. It's a little jazz track playing in the background.
The word smooth and sultry is not something I would associate with Brycey.
It's amazing.
That one too.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to see Raid actually running a HVK, so a little bit more aggressive here. That's actually what I want to see out of Epsilon. I was speaking to them about this and saying, you know what, I think this game is moving towards a very fast meta now, especially with the way some of the SMGs work.
I like it.
Zero's going to be running a Weevil, though. Actually going to be going for the flank here. He's going to come up against another player, and out he goes. Urban dies as well.
Terrible start. Terrible start for Infused. 3 men do go down.
I think we found a little bit of an issue considering it's 5 versus 2, no 6 versus 2. Seems like we are having an issue again. So what we are going to do...
This is Bryce's new meta of the 10-second episode.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't want to see this again. I don't want to see 300 restarts. I don't know what it is about uplink and this horrible issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very quick break, make sure that this is all working perfectly, and then we're going to come back so we don't see the first 10 seconds of a game 6 times. All right, see you soon.